Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Podium Picks. Sean Woodland, Tommy Marquez, and Tino Novello here in the Whoop Studios. And being joined today by, I think, a pretty iconic duo in the sport of CrossFit, Jacob Heppner and Olivia Kerstetter. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So this is cool because Jacob was the very first guest we ever had on Podium Picks. Mm-hmm. So we're bringing him back.
He's old.
You bet. Wait till you find out how old I am.
Oh, I'm kidding. We're on
Jacob.
a team.
All right. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a famous duo draft. Now, we have decided that you have to have a living creature as one part of your duo. So that pretty much eliminates food, I think, for the most part. It could. I don't know. But we'll see how that, if there's any judgment calls that need to be made, we'll make those judgment calls on the fly. Tino is representing our production team, and Tommy and I will be drafting for ourselves, and then Jacob and Olivia will be a team. So we have four teams going here.
Yeah,
How many picks do we have total?
5.
Make sure.
5. And so,
do you want 2 or do you want 3 of the picks?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, we have a rock paper. Are you going to do it? I thought you were going to do it.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
well,
let's go ahead.
We have to determine the draft order.
Yes.
And something was brought to my attention that will help curtail Tino's ruthless allegations of cheating in our draft order process. So previously, I've done a random number generator to pick numbers and where people draft. Sean has always been number 1. I've been number 2. Jacob and Olivia will be number 3. Tino will be number 4. So if your number comes up on the now number generator wheel,
ooh,
interesting.
We are really taking things to the next level here.
Right.
then you will get to decide where in the draft order you pick. Right. So I'm going to. There's my lovely wife. There is a spin, and hopefully this doesn't take forever. This is
right. There's a right reel here.
Yep. Oh. It's me too.
Oh my
god. So I'm gonna take pick number 4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Trying to do damage control, I guess.
All right. So now 1, 3, and 4, because it gives you the chance to remove the choice.
Oh, okay.
So this is a little more nuanced. Yeah. Tino every week accused me of giving myself the number 1 pick, but
and this is why.
But I chose the number 4 pick, number 3. So Jacob and Olivia, do you want to draft number 1, 2, or 3? Since I'm in the 4th spot, and remember, it reverse orders the other way around, right? So
3rd.
Okay.
We're on 3rd.
Okay.
3rd.
All right. So one last spin
between you and me, Tino, for that number 1 pick.
Yep. This is a big one.
Ooh, Tino, where do you want to draft?
Number 1.
Okay. All right. So
number 1.
So for our duos draft, the order goes Tino, Sean, Olivia, and Jacob, and then myself.
All right.
Now, I will say that this process is very good. It's very rewarding, and we should keep it.
Oh, man. Tino loves the new system. Tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, Tino, we'll hit the horn here. And this duo draft is officially underway.
There we go. There's only, I feel like, one right pick to start this all off, and my number 1 pick will be Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1. And that's, yep.
We weren't going to pick that anyway.
They have been through thick and thin. Chewbacca is always by his side, his trusty co-pilot. And I mean, there's what, 6 movies, or not even 6 movies, 4 movies to support this, and no better way to start this off than Han Solo and Chewbacca.
I love how Olivia said we weren't going to draft that anyways, but right after Jacob threw his paper and pen at the camera, clearly wanting to have drafted that.
Mhm.
There was no way that was getting past me, Jacob, just so you know. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Han Solo and Chewie come right off the board. No shock. Okay. Well, I think
I was
that-
wondering who's going to
Finish.
do the noise.
What? No. What is that? Is that the noise Chewbacca makes?
Yeah.
yes, that's the noise Chewbacca makes.
Exactly.
What are they
Tommy,
teaching
thank
you kids?
Oh my God.
I'm outnumbered here.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
All right. Well, now that Han and Chewie are off the board, I feel like there's only one place for me to go here. So I'm going to take Batman and Robin.
Mm.
You hear
feel
people
one.
referred to as the Batman and Robin of this, the Batman and Robin of that, the dynamic duo. I mean, the word
Mm.
duo is in their names.
Sure.
Dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. I mean, if you could have Batman and anybody, it'd still be a cool duo. But Batman and Robin, they are the dynamic duo. I mean, I love Han Solo and Chewie, but yeah, Batman and Robin, it's hard to beat them. So that's gonna be my first pick.
So usually when we pick, you have to give like a
reason?
good reason.
A
Tino
brief
didn't do
explanation.
Yeah.
so great a job, bro.
Didn't
I
sell.
feel like the name sells it by itself.
Yeah, not
No.
to Olivia because she didn't know who they were. So
I think, yeah.
okay, so Batman and Robin, man, that's so good. The problem was like there was always more evil in Gotham, right? There was always more evil to conquer.
Mm.
And there's only one duo out there that really, I think, defeated evil in general, just gone, vanquished, right? But it wasn't through just, it really teaches us true brotherhood, true love for each other, and just sacrifice throughout back and forth. And that, of course, that duo is, of course, Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a good one. That's a
Yes,
good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Who is that? Can you
I
touch who
have
that is?
no idea.
Okay.
Wow.
This
My
is going to be.
choices are going to be way different than your guys.
Well, listen, this is good because you need, like, the problem that I have, Olivia, is that I cater to a much older audience. So a lot of times I use the youth vote. I lose the youth vote. So the two of you together will be a formidable combination. So Sam and Frodo, that's good stuff. So now we get to Tommy to finish round one and start round two.
So you guys all went into the fantasy worlds. I liked Frodo and Sam. I had them on my list. Actually, I have all of these on my list. I'm going to go real. And I think that if we're going in the actual real world, in the world of sports, there's only one clear-cut dynamic duo in sports, and that's Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I think that if you think about every single sports comparison for duos, they always end up comparing him to them. There have been other ones since, and even some from my favorite teams, but they always go like MJ and Pippen. 6 titles, 2 3-peats. If it hadn't been for Michael Jordan retiring, they would have gone to 8 finals straight. They're the most successful basketball duo of all time. And even though they hate each other right now,
Yeah.
sometimes greatness can be at odds with one another, but they were certainly, they even had NBA Jam. Well, partially because you couldn't get the rights for Michael Jordan, but you weren't even allowed to be them as a duo on NBA Jam. They were so good.
They would be unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now that's the end of round one. Now Tommy will start round two.
So I got my number one sports team. We've got rid of some of the other ones. I am going to go back to, some fantasy stuff. I'm going to go with a franchise that it just brings happiness to everyone. I think they're one of the most famous couples of all time. And I'm going to go Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Ooh, good one.
Okay.
Oh,
That is good.
That's a
I didn't
good
even
one.
think of that.
I didn't think of that one either. That was solid.
They have anchored a Muppets franchise that has lasted, 50, 60 years? Easy?
Maybe more than
Maybe
that.
even more than that. That's like,
I think to 60. Like you're right.
yeah, that's like 4 Olivias.
Yeah, that is actually, it's actually pretty spot on.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, and I think everyone at some point in time has had the Muppets in their childhood. So
Still love the Muppets.
mhm.
Sam the Eagle, man. I gotta see if
All right, Liv, take it away. What's your choice?
Okay. Well, I will say, first of all, I never watched the Muppets growing up. So
That hurts.
but also you said that Michael Jordan and Scott were the most iconic sports duo, but I think I have that beat because Serena and Venus Williams are the most iconic
that is
duo.
good.
Yeah.
Up top.
Well done, Olivia. Wow. I did not think of that one.
That's
Do I
pretty good.
need to explain
Yeah.
myself further?
No, I mean, I think that is
That's a really solid pick.
that they have.
That is
achieved
a very
this
good pick.
I've
Did
revolutionized
you
that
guys
sport
watch
as dominant
King
as they were.
Richard?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, that was
so good.
Okay.
So good. Oh man. Dang it. That is well played. Well played.
Okay.
Stealing my sports thunder.
All right. Well, that's a a solid pick. Well done. I was a little worried that I would not, like you, Olivia. You don't know some of ours, that I wouldn't know yours, and definitely know that one. Well played. Okay,
I
so
made sure.
it's back to me. I'm going to go. This is one that I have been recently introduced to.
Ooh, I know where you're going
I'm a
here.
huge fan. Way behind though, but they're a little more recent. But I love the it's like innocence and cynicism in one combination. And I'm gonna go Rick and Morty.
Oh, nice.
I knew you were gonna go there as soon as you said you were a recent addition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get swifty with it.
Yeah.
Love those two, man. Like Dave Eubanks was the longest time was trying to get me to watch that show, and I finally broke down and did it and laughed out loud at it. I said, how have I not known about this? And I'm a little, like I said, I'm way behind, but those two are hilarious. So Rick and Morty going to be my second pick, and that will bring us back to Tino. So Tino, you will end the second,
Okay.
and you will begin round 3. I love how Jacob and Olivia are huddling like
Yeah.
it's family food, like they're getting ready to
we
steal.
got notes on different pieces of paper that we're trying to compare here.
All right,
Yeah.
Tino, you get back-to-back picks.
Right, man. I kind of feel left out. My team has like vanished. I'm the only one in the room. So
To be fair, I mean, one of your teammates got like,
Yeah, they're on injured reserve.
yeah, they're
yeah. We're gonna come back strong,
Yeah.
So for my second pick here, I will go. Let's see. This is a bit of a odd couple, if you will. Jesse Pinkman and Walter White.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
At first it starts off with their story goes back a long time with Walter teaching
Mhm.
Jesse, but then of course they get into let's just say a very specialized type of business. They like making rocks. And at the end of the day, well, actually, they don't get along at the end of it, right?
They don't, but they kind of make peace.
Yeah, they like it's off and on peace, but very troubled relationship, dare I say, through the whole thing. But they are a pair.
Did you see it was an NFL game at the LA Rams game yesterday? Yeah, they were in the same box together.
Oh, that's cool. Well, there you go. Even in real life.
Even the actors are.
Don't play receiver.
I'm gonna guess that Olivia haven't seen Breaking Bad.
No.
Neither have I. We are lost.
What? Jacob, you haven't?
It's so good.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. One of the best TV shows of all time.
Okay. Watch it.
We'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
Okay,
so now your second pick, Tino.
Gotcha. Second pick. We're going to go on the little bit more lighthearted side of things, and something I grew up with, Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, come on now.
Calvin and Hobbes. Yep. Was a rowdy kid and his stuffed tiger. Man, I remember always liking to go over to my grandparents' house because my grandpa was a huge Calvin and Hobbes fan and had a giant collection of the books. And I'd always want to go over because I loved reading them. And sure enough, I have them now. And it's always fun to go through it because Hobbes is a very smart tiger.
He is.
Yeah. Yep, very smart. And what is it? Like even adults like reading the material. So there you go. Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, it's probably one of the best comics of all time.
Bill Watterson, just brilliant. Like just what he infused. So full stories. Me and my brother used to read those together. We have every single Calvin and Hobbes release, including all the anthologies. And it was something that we would always read because even him being like 8.5 years younger than me, it was something I still enjoyed as I got older and he was still young that we could read together. And the way they infuse like these very almost whimsical life lessons into the misadventures of a boy and his stuffed tiger.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved his dad. I was always a big fan of Calvin's dad, how just sort of like dry and cynical he was. But I remember, and back before the internet, I would get up every morning, going to school, and I get the paper and I'd go right to the comic section. I'd read Far Side, Calvin and Hobbes, Peanuts, and those are my go-to. God, that's a good one, Tino. Nice pick. Yeah. Okay, it's back to me now for my third pick. So speaking of comics, I'm going to go to a duo that I grew up with. And I actually picked half of this duo in our last draft. I'm going to take Snoopy and Woodstock because I don't think there's a more iconic Americana duo than a dog and a parakeet or whatever Woodstock is. I think he's a parakeet. But Woodstock is Snoopy's, loyal companion. He's always getting into different predicaments and kind of getting the worst of the worst end of the stick between the two of them. Just a funny little bird, man. And the two of them, like, you can't have one without the other. I love Snoopy and Woodstock. They're just, they just remind me of just childhood innocence. So Snoopy and Woodstock. That's my third pick.
We want to go with old cartoon or new cartoon?
That brings us to Jacob and
who are clearly
okay. So we're also gonna go with the cartoon, and Sean, of course, posed the what's more American than a dog and a parakeet, and I would say pretty much anything to include.
I will see you outside, sir.
to include a cat and a mouse, and we are going to go with Tom and Jerry.
That's solid
for our duo.
That was a more adversarial duo, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they weren't really friends. That's very true. It's very adversarial. Because I grew up watching that on Saturday morning cartoons. Actually, Olivia came up with this one, which I don't think you watched that on Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it, but it's just like iconic. Like you just grew up hearing about it.
But never watching it.
But I never watched it. Well, I watched like a couple, but I didn't like grow up watching it,
Well, but see, I think that is a testament to your pick because even though you didn't watch them, you know about them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we will get to Tommy now, and Tommy, you will make one pick, and then you will make and then we'll take a break and we'll do our Whoop podium, and then Tommy, you can do you can kick off the fourth round.
Okay. This is tough because there are some options that I really want to go, and I like them both, but I'm going to go with one that has spawned one of the largest franchises in all of human existence. I even mentioned it previously on our interview earlier that we did before this recording. I'm going to go with Ash Ketchum and Pikachu as a duo.
Okay.
The cornerstone of the Pokemon franchise. Sean, this is going to miss Sean, but if you think about Pokemon as a $118 billion franchise globally, it all starts with Ash Ketchum and that red hat with the little white front and the little design on it, and that little electric mouse thing that Pikachu is, and them just solving all of the world's problems and got to catch them all. So I got to have Pokemon on my list. I feel like Ash Ketchum and Pikachu, they're a dynamic duo for the younger generation.
All right, that's a good one. You're right. That was I think I was in college when that got popular. So yeah, that definitely missed me. That was like Pogs and all that other stuff too.
I got a Raichu on my desk. So there's the franchise for you.
And you want and Ash so much loved Pikachu so much that he even prevented him from evolving into a Raichu. There was an episode where he basically was like, you could evolve right now, you could be more powerful, but you know what? The power of friendship and love is so much more.
I didn't understand any of that.
What does Pikachu want to do? That's
I get Pikachu, yeah, but what those words Tommy just said meant nothing to me. Okay, Tommy, we will do our Whoop podium now, and then you will kick off round 4.
All right, so our Whoop podium and our top performers from our Talking Elite Fitness Whoop group this particular week. I do want to give a special shout out to our guy at GTNZ, who has been one of the leaders for sleep. He actually hit me up, let me know that it's kind of a good, kind of bad scenario that led to him leading our sleep group. He had a stroke, and so he was resting considerably for basically the entirety of the month. But his doctors told him that his fitness level that he had built through CrossFit put him ahead of all of the benchmarks and allowed him to have a prognosis of a full recovery. So much so that it convinced some of his PTs and other people to start doing CrossFit because of the hedge that he built with his fitness through his training. So we wish him the best. Glad that there's a positive prognosis on at the forefront for him. He said that, it allowed him to also catch up on his sleep quite a bit, and he's on the mend. So well wishes to him. And on that note, our leaders for this week, at Robert Graham DJ, average strain for the week of 19.7. At V Segovia 433, average recovery of 89% for the week. And then Violet JM, I believe that's Violet Meekum, average sleep performance of 100% this week. So those are our top performers for our Whoop group. And congrats to all of those who knocked it out of the park this week in your training and your recovery.
All right. Congrats to everybody. And now Tommy to start round 4.
Okay. So we haven't touched on music at all. And there's 2 ways I could go with this. There's one musical duo that I could pick, but it doesn't feel authentic. But I'm going to go with one that does feel authentic. 2 gentlemen who stage names go by Big Boy and Andre 3000, the wonderful rap duo of Outkast. That is going to be my pick. I was just recently gone on a Outkast listening spree, again, going back from all their collection from like the 90s into 2000s. Man, some awesome stuff. If you want to listen to real hip hop, go listen to Rosa Parks off Aqua Mini. That is good stuff. So I'm gonna kick the music off with Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
That's a good one. There are a couple other ones out there too, I think.
Was that pick sponsored by Dan?
Dan Snook, one of our lovely editors, is a big hip hop fan, and
he and Tino tend to butt heads on these things. All right. Well, now we are back to Jacob and Olivia for your 4th pick.
Jacob and Olivia, what are your favorite Outkast songs?
I need you, bro. I don't know. No, I have no idea.
Well, we're going away from the music. We didn't have that on our list, but we're bringing it back to a cartoon, right? And it's a little like younger one. So this is what like I actually grew up watching with Phineas and Ferb.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's just iconic. They build things, hide from their sister, and summer. In the summer, there's
Phineas and Ferb.
Never watched a single episode. But it
Oh, it's
Does
quality.
anyone here watch that?
Yeah.
Does anyone watch that?
I know of
Okay.
it, but I have never seen it. That's
Oh,
It's
way,
really
way,
good.
way after my time.
like I would
Okay.
still watch it to this day. It's good.
Okay. All right.
It's a great cartoon. My brother loves Phineas and Ferb, so I would, you know how you like kind of watch a cartoon like, what's this about? Kind of like haphazardly standing, and then you get drawn in, and before you know it, you're sitting next to the kids on the couch watching it. That's what Phineas and Ferb was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's I think I could if you show me a picture, I think I could place them, but I know I've never
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
you'll recognize them.
Yeah, I would recognize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. See, that's going to appeal to a generation that I'm not going to probably appeal
Yeah.
to.
I'm trying to get the whole
Smart.
The old people.
Hopefully some
That's
young
right.
people watch this.
That's good.
I will say though, if one drawback to that pick, I think the best character on the show isn't Phineas or Ferb. I think it's Perry the Platypus. So
Yeah, I did think
like
about
that.
it, but who does he go with? It's kind of a trio.
yeah.
Phineas,
Ooh.
Ferb, and Perry.
You could do Perry and what's his name?
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, but they're a rival too, and we already
True.
have.
Yeah.
We already said a rival.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Sean looks like you're speaking a different language right now.
That's how I feel when you guys were talking earlier.
Oh, I know. I'm old. Okay. All right. Where do I want to go? There's a lot of stuff still some real good ones on the board here.
Mhm.
Okay. Man. I got one more pick after this, so I got to be smart on this one. I don't know. I mean, okay. Yeah, you know what? I got to stay true. I got to stay true to myself. Hey, I got my son here helping me with this if you can't hear him. Hey, what? No, not yet. Okay. I don't know. He's asking if that's a boat. No, I'm not picking a boat, Max, but thank you for your help. I'm going to take C3PO and R2D2.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
Solid.
one. Like they're, that's another one. I think they are the only characters that are in all 9 movies.
Yep.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
So yeah, they are another sort of odd couple. You have C3PO, who's the nervous Nelly, and then you have R2D2, who's like, you're an idiot. I'm just going to go do this, and you can deal with the consequences. So yeah,
I mean, isn't Anakin in all of them though?
No, he's not. Well, wait a minute. He's not in 7, right? He's not in. He's not in.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's not. So.
Oh, you said all 9. Yeah, I'm thinking 6. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct.
Really. I mean, we'll forget the last 3. They really.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm going R2D2 and 3PO with my 4th pick. That's to where we at now? I've lost track. We're to Tino for his final 2 picks.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'm torn here, but let's say, okay. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Solving mysteries, having fun, if you want to call it that. Always enjoying the Scooby snacks.
Which, come on, we know those are really just edibles, right?
Yep, so Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
I was thinking about that one for my final one if nobody got to me, because I did take Scooby in our last draft, in our dog draft.
Mhm.
So good pick.
Okay,
good
well,
pick.
Tino, you have another one here for your
And
final one.
all right, this is, there's a couple that I would really like to pick, but there's only one that I feel has had more of an impact on my life, if you want to call it that. Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute.
Oh, that's solid.
Yep.
That's a good one.
They have been through so much together, and Dwight is super loyal to Michael, and Michael shows up for Dwight's wedding at the end after all those years.
He was loyal until he went to that dentist named
Prentice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
And then Michael went to go get him back from Staples, and loyal to each other.
My son has a kid's book that's based on The Office.
I
That's pretty funny.
As he walks in the background, there we go.
Oh, he's right here. You're just making. Hey, don't mess with that, dude. All right. There's a little agent of chaos running around here. Okay, so that was a solid way to close it out. So it brings it back to me. So I got to figure out what my last pick is going to be. And there's still a lot of really good ones out there.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good ones out there. I'm trying to think what's going to score me some points with people though. Like who's really going to react to this? So, okay, I already got that one. I got that one. Boy. Okay. All right. No, I don't want, that's not going to do it either. You guys took that. That's off the board. Okay. I think this might score some points with the people. Not one. It's not one of my favorites, but I'm going to pick these two. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to do Jules Winfield and Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction.
I was
Wow.
thinking about that. Yeah.
Nope, you can't have that. So yeah, that's my final pick as my son rips my headset off. So hey, what? Knock it off.
Wow. So that is well before Liv's time.
Yes, it is. And like I said, it's not one of like I'll upset people. I think that movie is a little overrated, but that duo is not.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So now we go back to Jacob and Olivia for your
Okay. Well, look, all these shows we've talked about, all these movies, all these people, they wouldn't be here. And no, I'm not going to choose Adam and Eve. That's stupid. They wouldn't. These people, we wouldn't be here if these two stellar characters didn't take off on across the wilderness to go find. Hollywood wouldn't exist because they never went west because of Lewis and Clark. And so without Lewis and Clark,
That is
I don't even
good.
know why we're discussing Hollywood. So
That's hilarious because in our text thread, Olivia was making fun of you for picking like an old timey historical pick, and
the Wright
that's
brothers.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
I
and
let
that's
it slide.
yep. Oh man. All right, Lewis and Clark, famous expeditioners.
Mhm.
Oof. All right, so it's to me to wind things down. Sean, you good?
Yeah, more or less. Yes.
Oh.
Trying to keep the kid entertained. Yes.
Gotcha.
I mean, so you're up with your last pick.
Yes. Well, there's a couple ways I can go with it. There's one that I know. There's a ton on the board. There's old timey shows. There's new cartoons. There's franchises that have already been mentioned. There's sports. There's music. There's classic television. But I like to go abstract a little bit more in my final round. And there is a certain place and a certain person that is identified with that place that make them a famous duo. I'm a big food person. I'm a big foodie. And one of my favorite shows of all time is Diners, Dive-Ins, and Drive-Thrus. So Guy Fieri and Flavortown is my famous duo that I'm drafting
That
in
is
the fifth and final round.
that is a good one.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri in Flavortown.
The mayor of Flavortown.
Is the mayor of Flavortown. Though they have a show now like at the Flavortown Market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is that one called? It's like
Is it Guys Grocery Games?
that's it, Guys
Yep.
Grocery Games.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And he donates all of that food to charity afterwards.
Yeah, he did a lot for the Northern California fire victims too.
Mhm.
So
And decent snowboarder.
Yes.
One day coming down the mountain from North Star into Lake Tahoe, final run of the day, and coming up to the village. I see this guy kind of weaving in front, back and forth in front of me, all black helmet, has a sticker from like one of his properties. I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but I'm like, that's a Guy Fieri sticker. That's interesting. And the guy stops in front of me, and I pull around to the side, and he goes, he's like, "Sick day, huh?" And I'm like, that sounded like Guy Fieri. And he takes his helmet off, and those beautiful white spikes come sashaying out of his head, and I'm like, that is Guy Fieri. and I was like, yeah, epic day. And he was like, right on, brother. And just kept walking. I was like, I just snowboarded next to Guy Fieri. So
That's funny.
I think I just went to Flavortown. I'm not sure.
I'm
But
sure you did. I mean, by
I mean,
proxy, you weren't in Flavortown, but you met the mayor of Flavortown. So I feel like you were kind of by the transitive property, you have now been to Flavortown.
Yes, I have. And he was very nice. And, I think he appreciated that I didn't blow his spot up. But yes, Guy
Awesome.
Fieri in Flavortown. I love it.
Okay. So I'm going to put that on the list. All right. So this is how things shook out now. This was solid. So Tino took Han Solo and Chewbacca, Jesse Pinkman and Walter White, Calvin and Hobbes, Shaggy and Scooby, and Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute. That's a solid draft, Good job. You guys looking for your third win. That could do it. I took Batman and Robin, Rick and Morty, Snoopy and Woodstock, C-3PO and R2-D2, and Jules and Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Mhm.
Jacob and Olivia came in strong. Sam and Frodo, Serena and Venus. I mean, that was well done on that one.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, Phineas and Ferb, and Lewis and Clark. Which again, I mean,
That's a solid list. There.
usually go a little historical. I was impressed with that. That was good stuff. You have to know who those two are, right, Olivia? Like you've studied them.
Lewis and Clark, yeah.
Right? Okay, good. All right.
She's still in school. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's got to be pretty
Exactly.
fresh in the memory banks. Yeah. And
I was
then-
like, America, U.S. history isn't junior year though, right?
I can't remember.
I'm in U.S. history.
All right. So then there
All
you
right, see, there you go.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
And Tommy took Jordan and Pippin, Kermit and Miss Piggy, Ash and Pikachu, Outcast, and then Guy Fieri and Flavor. So there you go. So who are some ones that we left off the list? Or Jacob and Olivia, did you have any that you really that you were going to take that you left off?
Mario and Luigi.
I had that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the list?
Romeo and
That whole-
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet. Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Ooh,
That's a
the
good one.
Olsen twins would have been good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ben and Jerry.
Good one.
We weren't sure
Ah.
because it wasn't
That would have been
really good.
real people. That would
They're
have been
real
then-
people. Yeah.
the big one, which was Barbie and Ken. That was
Ah,
that was a good
solid one. Yeah. That's pretty iconic too.
Yeah. It's,
Like you refer to couples sometimes as Barbie and Ken.
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. I'm surprised SpongeBob and Patrick didn't get
I am
drafted.
too.
Yeah.
What about Woody and Buzz Lightyear? That would have been
I had
another
that one.
It was on my paper, but I went for Tom and Jerry instead.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kirk and
I-
Mr. Spock.
Yep. I had Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bert
Bert
and
and
Um,
solid.
I had Daft Punk as another music.
I thought that's where you were
Yeah, I
going
was
to go. I
thinking
thought you were
about
going
that.
with Kobe and Shaq for your first.
I
pick.
was
Yeah.
going to go, but Kobe and Shaq were always made comparison to
Yeah.
MJ and Pippen. So it's kind of like
Mm.
John Lennon and Paul
McCartney.
McCartney. But here's the thing. They're a famous duo, but I felt like the Beatles as a whole were bigger. So
I
it's
agree with
like,
that.
they were like, yeah, I didn't feel good. I'm like a 90s Nickelodeon guy. So like Keenan and Kel,
Ooh.
Pete and Pete, which was a famous show from back there. Two brothers, both with the same name. And then Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And
What
then I
about
almost
Jay-Z
chose.
and Beyonce.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Bonnie
that's
and
a good
Clyde.
one.
The O2 Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
there you go.
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ooh, that would have been
Ooh.
I almost picked that one too. That was tough. There's some
solid.
good ones though. A lot was still on the table. That was a big category for sure.
That was. We could. Tino, do you have any that you didn't take that you had on your list?
The big one could be like Shrek and Donkey.
Shrek and Donkey would have been good.
That's a good one. Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick. I was thinking about that, but yeah, that's Marty McFly and Doc Brown.
That's a good one.
Doc,
That's what Rick
yep.
and Morty are based off of.
Yeah, so once that got picked, I was like, well,
You could have gone with the original, like, and Trump my pick and said,
Yeah.
"Sure." See, that's how you get in there.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? Stewie and Brian. from
Oh, that would have
Family
been a good
Guy.
one.
Yeah, just did them though.
What about Vader and the Emperor?
Oof.
that'd been a good one too.
So
But
they're
they
Star
both
Wars
lost.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Winnie the Pooh and Piglet.
Oh, that's
Oh.
a great one.
Mhm.
Oh man. I'm
What?
a big Winnie the Pooh fan, so
Same here.
I was
All right.
Drake and Josh. Was that something
Yeah.
anyone grew up with?
Drake and Josh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it. I was trying to put myself into like Olivia's mindset and how could I appeal to the younger audience as
I
well?
was trying to put my mind into your guys'
Don't do that.
mindset.
Yeah, please.
You will not be better off.
Oh, Zach and Cody. That was one I had. The Sweet Life with Zach and
That's
Cody.
good.
Mhm.
All right. What
But-
about Zach and Slater from Saved by the Bell?
Oh yeah, that is old school for sure.
Let's go way back.
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, Beavis and
Yeah.
Butthead would have been good too.
Mhm. But
When my
Yeah.
wife was growing up in her household, you couldn't say, you had to say Beavis and you know who head. Ren and Stimpy. That's another one I was taking too.
mhm.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that was fun. That was fun and informative, and I hope we all learned something about the other generation that was here. So, Olivia, I feel like you need to go now watch Star Wars. I need to go now figure out what Phineas and Ferb are and
Yeah.
get into that, and I will report back after I've watched a few episodes. So, all right. Thank you, Olivia and Jacob, for taking all the time to do this. Really appreciate it, and best of luck for the rest of the season. And what do you guys have coming up? Like, what's the next competition on the calendar for you?
Yeah, Wadapalooza.
Wadapalooza. Okay. Are you going to do individual and team or just individual?
Just individual.
Just individual. Cool. All right. Well, I'm sure this is going to be the first of many for you, Olivia. And best of luck moving forward. And best of luck when the open rolls around. And looking forward to seeing you compete in 2023. Tommy and Tino, great job as always. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Be sure to vote on our official Instagram post. Take care of each other. Be better. And we will talk to you next time.